You know what it is. You already know what I'm about. Tony Barge, doing what's vital to my title of a workplace expert. You understand me? Speaking so eloquently and fluently with that spectacular vernacular called talent managementism, talent acquisitionism. Of course, you already know I'm internationally known, nationally recognized, and locally accepted out here. I have a very, very profound message for you today. So thank you for being here with me. Make sure you take out a pen and a piece of paper because you definitely want to take some notes on what I have to say so you can apply it to your life, to your work situation, all that, and etc. You understand? Good. So early in my life, as a matter of fact, when I was in the United States Marine Corps, I learned a very important concept. And that concept was an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of motherfucking trouble. Let me restate that again for you, just in case you didn't catch me the first time. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of motherfucking trouble because I'm going to tell you something. Trouble causes confusion. Confusion is the chief cause of anxiety. So anxiety, when you got trouble, confusion, anxiety, the enemy definitely is a part of that confusion. So you want to make sure you keep all that confusion, you keep total clarity and transparency within your workplace, and it'll be a lot better place. You understand? So I had a particular client that came to me, as a matter of fact, very successful CEO client of mine. She said, she came to me because she had heard I was a workplace expert, and I always do what's vital to my title. And so she needed my help. You understand? She said, Tony, I have a lot of problems within my company. There are a lot of employee conflicts, lots of arguments, lots of disagreements among the staff. I even have a few employees who got into a physical altercation, which is totally unacceptable behavior. I said, God damn, that's a serious situation. Thank God they didn't start shooting each other the way society is today. You would have had a homicide crime scene within your workplace just like the first 48 hours TV show, which would be totally bad for business. It's going to even take things to, it's a good thing that we're talking right now. So I said, I said, you know what your problem is? I told her, you need to get informed so that you can transform your work environment to the next level. You get that? And I also said to her, I said, what's the opposite of being proactive? And she said, reactive. I said, exactly. And that's the exact situation you're in now. You're in a reactive type of situation. I said, we got to get behind the 8 ball rather than in front of the 8 ball to really effectively solve the situation. So I asked her a slew of questions. We got into talking maybe about an hour or so, and it boiled basically down to she wasn't handling employee complaints correctly. You get me? So the moral of her story is we were able to effectively and come up with effective and efficient solution that ultimately gave her good results. She was able to deal with employee complaints a lot better. She had no more fights within the workplace, and everything is better now within her work, her company, her organization. And we're going to go over the exact lesson plan that I prescribed to her, the exact solution that gave her restoration to her situation. The 3 tips for dealing with employee complaints. Prospective employees, especially those in high demand specializations, have more leverage than employers than ever before. It's pretty much a candidate market right now. It's no longer an employer market. The candidates, the employees kind of dictate because of the shortage of talent. So they know that all the cards are stacked in their favor, and they know that. So don't miss out on those type of candidates not being able to change, not being able to adapt and overcome. The best owners and managers understand that an environment where the employees feel listened to is more productive place than it's going to be when it comes to recruiting for better talent. Having a system in place to handle employee complaints is more crucial than it has ever been before. Here are 3 things you should keep in mind if you're trying to take more of a proactive approach to dealing with employee complaints. One is create an environment that minimizes potential conflict. You understand? It is said that preventive Prevention is the best medicine. But how do you predict all the countless different arguments and issues that could arise in your office? The long and short answer is you can't. You can't predict that. What you can do is establish a strong sense of company culture so that your employees better understand the philosophy behind conflict resolution. But what some employers don't understand is that every value that comes with both positive and negative qualities for your business operation, and reducing the number of employee complaints in the first place means sticking to those values even when it might hurt. If you need for a healthy work-life balance, but establishing operational milestones that necessitates your managers to assign crunch times to your staff, and disconnect will only create more friction and spur more conflict. Every layer of your staff needs to be on the same page regarding company values and what that means for operation. These preventive measures serve as an important purpose because it creates a blueprint for rules of employees should follow and provides with justifiable context for when you have rules against the complaints of an employee. This can even extend to a hiring process itself. Recruitment firms like RNA Search Inc. can help you find not just that staff who possesses the proficiency you need, but also those who are the most harmonious fit for your organizational culture values. You understand? Number 2, take the time to understand. You want to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Plain and simple. Think about where they're coming from. It can be easy to treat an employee complaint as a different conflict between them and management, but listening closely to what your employee has to say and taking their concerns to heart can both earn you goodwill with your employees and potentially shore up any weaknesses in how your company operates. Be thorough as you take your employees aside and ask them to outline the terms of their complaint and put it into an effort to understand why they're upset. What deficiencies in your operation could have contributed to these issues? Is sexual harassment complaint the result of one bad apple? Or was it facilitated inadvertently by some level of company policy? You got to think about that. You understand? Act the role of detective, not insofar as treating the employee as a potential suspect, but as a way of getting all the facts. You want to show congruency. You understand? That's consistency. Once you have every properly recorded, make sure to ask your staff members for suggestions on how they think the situation could be resolved. Number 3, devise both a direct and systematic solution. Your first priority when an employee comes to you is when the grievance is to address it directly. You understand me? Collect the recollection of the situation and do the same for anyone else who may have been involved in the grievance. Then sit down to analyze the information, come up with the fairest solution for all parties involved. Once you have reached a compromise, make sure to schedule a follow-up appointment to evaluate the satisfaction of the grievance of the of the aggrieved party. But you should also be looking for a bigger picture problem. Is this a one-time situation, or is this something that could possibly reoccur? You got to think about that. If this happens again, you will be accused of not doing enough when you were warned about the situation. The solution could take the form of anything from adopting a new approach to deadlines to instating mandatory workplace conduct seminars. In any case, your goal should be to come down to creating a meaningful solution for your employees so that they can align with your company values. Good. Get your employees involved in the process. You're more likely to see a staff be more cooperative and less confrontational when they come to you with a grievance. If they know you're treating their concern with gravity and seek a meaningful solution to this issue, your human resources department will have a far easier job, and your entire office will operate a lot more efficiently and productively. You understand? After trying these above tips and you're still having problems with employee complaints, you may want to talk to a third-party recruiting firm like my company, RNA Search Inc., because we can help you find that right solution to your situation. In conclusion, these are the 3 tips with dealing with employee complaints. Apply this uncommon information to your situation to bring restoration. I hope you never want as long as you live as long as you want. And please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this with others. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Have a fabulous day.